Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Trap Draw Podcast. It's yours truly, Mr. TC, and I'm joined by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Dennis Pyhowski. Sir, how are you?
Hey, TC, I'm doing great, man. Standing in for the big guy here, for Big Daddy Randy. Excited to be here, man. Lots to talk
The
about.
big, the big daddy from Cincinnati, out on out on paternity leave.
Yeah, we've
Uh,
got some. I see him pop into group text every now and again. He's alive and well. It's great. He seems just absolutely buzzing, over the moon.
Everybody's doing well. Kat, Lillian, Randy. No word on Arthur. I think Arthur's doing well, but don't want to assume that he could have some growing pains bringing a new one into the household.
I think Arthur was living a high on the hog for the last couple of years. I think Arthur's life might be about to change if his household is anything like my household, but we'll
Yeah.
see.
Alex she's working on me right now. She wants another dog.
Hmm.
She wants a wiener dog. It's like a wiener dog. I don't know if it's a wiener dog Aussie mix or what, but it's like a wiener dog with like longer hair and stuff.
Sure.
Just I'm not ready to do that to Julius Peppers yet. I think it'll
I always feel bad for the wiener dog. It just looks like
the
they're
back
yeah,
problems, right?
no, right? It's
They're so long.
I guess they need a place to live, obviously, but and they might as well be in your loving home. But yeah, I think it would just bum me out looking at them all the time. I feel like they just look like they're in pain all the time.
It's like one of those trucks you see when you go out west. It's got like the three, instead of it being like a double truck, it's like a triple truck. And they
Exactly.
got three, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So anyway, before this gets too out of
Exactly
hand,
like that.
thanks to Mr. Jeezy. Thanks to Rhoback. Deej, I see you're wearing the most
The ready
substantial
hoodie,
comfy
man.
of all time.
Oh, I wear the ready hoodie so much. It's so good. We got them in our shop as well, but one of my just designed in a lab for yours truly. Just this is the exact hoodie I'm looking for right here. I love it.
I love that. I love that. It's been cold up by you. You need something sturdy to.
It's been so cold. I know everybody's like, "Oh man, it's been really cold." It was like 15 below zero for a good amount of time. Just
Well,
days
I'm
on
wearing
end.
my vest here. It's been freezing here in Jax too.
Yeah, and
So
Florida cold too.
yeah, exactly. So this is the Fulton Performance Vest. It provides warmth in the core with lightweight insulation, but without the Michelin Man bulk.
Can't have
So
it.
the stretch side panels ensure you aren't restricted when you're trying to outdrive your random pairing. So head to roback.com, RHOBACK.com. Use code DRAW for 20% off your first order through the end of this week. That is promo code DRAW. That's RHOBACK.com. Rhoback. Thank you for your support of the Trap Draw. Indeed, we don't have any mea culpas.
That's
At all. No mea
crazy.
culpas this week. I know. It's
That's
nuts.
crazy,
We didn't mess
man.
anything up on our Ball Knowers episode.
I heard you issue a mea culpa on the No Laying Up pod about your pronunciation of, is it the Ras Al Khaimah championship?
Ras Al Khaimah.
Ras Al Khaimah champion. I heard
Yeah,
that
instead of
mea
the
culpa.
Ras Al Khamai, which was like
I see.
Kamaya 86, the old sushi place here in Jacksonville.
That's a good sushi place. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, you cleared the decks on that one and yeah, just no other mistakes. That's incredible.
Exactly. It's crazy. What's with your little ass mic?
I know.
Your dolphin
I
mic.
look like Bob Barker talking about the showcase showdown over here. All right, TC, I'm going to lay myself at your mercy here a little bit. So I was down in Orlando last week, caddying for Trap Draw alum Tim Simons from the Oscars pod. You might know him from Veep or Nobody Wants This, Draft Day, all kinds of other things. Local Midwest commercials.
The
Volkswagen commercials now. Yeah, so I was caddying for him. I've been talking about this for weeks where I'm like, oh, I'm going to we'll go down there and then we'll do the podcast from there and we'll have Tim hop on and we can talk about what a great week it was and observations about being inside the ropes at the LPGA, all this stuff. And I got so fixated on this idea of doing like a vlog when I was there. I got this little Osmo Pocket, like the one that Neil left on the roof when we were in the influencer tour, that I just got so in my head about how am I going to shoot this and what do I need to shoot and what do I not need to shoot? I didn't bring one single podcast thing with me Not one. Didn't bring microphone, mixing board, cables, camera. Did not bring anything. And I realized
Sounds
this.
sounds like the trap draw.
It was brutal, and it was, like, humiliating because 'cause I'm like, "Dude, that's like," as Tim said, he's like, "Dude, isn't it this is like your job, isn't it? Isn't that like your whole job, and you just forgot,
You're a
like,
professional.
the one thing you need for your whole job?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." And so I didn't wanna tell you guys about it because I was embarrassed, and so I realized this, like, when I was, like, 15 minutes from my house driving to the airport, and I was driving to O'Hare, flying out of O'Hare to get a better flight,
As one does.
as one does, and it was just on the edge of like, man, I could turn around right now and go home and pack it all up and get it. And I probably would still make the flight, probably would be totally, but it's just going to be kind of stressful. I'm going to just go for it instead. And I'm thinking about what to do. I call my lovely wife, Justine, who is like, this is no problem. I can pack it all up and, like I'll throw it in a Pelican case and I'll mail it to you. You don't have to do the podcast for like 5 days. It'll get there to you. No problem. I was like, great. Everyone's gonna be none the wiser. I can just sweep this under the rug. I'll pay for the shipping. All good. Shipping was very expensive, as you can imagine.
Mhm.
So, but I'm like, all right, that's stupid games, stupid prizes is what it is. Shipping is guaranteed to arrive by Friday at 5 p.m. Don't have to record the podcast till Sunday. So Friday at 5 p.m. comes around, no sign of this package. I check on FedEx. It's just delayed indefinitely. It says like no problem. It'll be there by end of day on Monday, at which point I will already be home in Milwaukee. So now I'm trying to like call around, identify where this package is, where it got delayed, how can I stop delivery, what am I going to do for the podcast? So I ended up having to take an Uber because Tim had he had the car and he was at this Roger Clemens karaoke thing, and so I took an Uber to the a Guitar Center where I got this little ass mic and a whole other podcast setup that I again paid for. So now I'm like, I'm deep into this, and I Ubered
I feel like
back
now you can
to the
expense this stuff
hotel.
because it's
I
because
get,
it's
but
part of the
that's from
trap draw
I
story.
guess it's just it's not it doesn't seem like your guys' issue. It's kind of a me problem. So
Shit happens.
yeah. So I Ubered back to the hotel, got a little setup dialed. We recorded a Nest podcast, all good. But now I have no idea where all of my podcast stuff is. It's somewhere
Mhm.
I can't get a hold of the hotel. I don't know if it was delivered there. I don't know if it's in Chicago still. I don't know if they got it in order change. So it's just yeah, as a professional, just a tough look for your
Are
for your
you did
boy.
you send it UPS or FedEx?
It was FedEx. It was
Okay, which
FedEx.
is that I'm hearing that's the new power move.
What's
It's
that?
FedEx. That's their new tagline. FedEx,
Really?
the new power move. Yeah.
Well, I would love to meet anybody that has any power at FedEx right now who can tell me where the fuck this package is and how to get it back in my hands. Because I called the main line. They're like, no, 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 you have to contact like the shipper. I'm like, yeah, I thought that I'm talking to FedEx right now. You're not the shipper. Like, no, 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 you got to call the specific store in Milwaukee. They weren't open on
Uh,
Sunday. There, and then I would get a hold of them. You're on the phone for 2 hours, finally trying to get
that's why you need our guy
I
AJ
know
down
this
here.
never would have happened with AJ's store, the UPS store in Atlantic Beach. This never ever would
Yeah.
have happened. But yeah, just tough, very stupid stuff by me. So
Oh,
now I'm coming to you live with this stupid $30
you sound good.
karaoke microphone. Uh,
You sound good.
well,
Yeah.
thanks. Good,
Yeah.
good. So yeah, I'll keep you posted as this story develops.
Please do. Deej, all my plants died. Like they're all dead. All
All of
my
them.
nice, not all of them,
Is
but
a Norfolk
I
Island
think
pine died?
no, it's doing fine. Norfolk Island Pine's doing fine. But just all the birds of paradise are okay. But you drive around the neighborhood, you drive around Ponte Vedra, Jack's Beach, Neptune.
They're all just
It's tough,
droopy. Yeah,
man. Just a lot of death.
they're
Yeah.
all like, it's well, maybe they're past this stage now, but I always remember it like when they all look like they're alive, right? Like because they're all still bright green, but they're just
Yeah.
lifeless and droopy. They haven't really turned brown or anything yet. It's just a very weird kind of vibe. I think
It sucks.
it's a little well, is it a little bit of a black eye on you for being someone who monitors the weather so closely? Like, how are you not covering these things, or
No, I
was
did.
there anything you could do?
Yeah. It's been so cold so many nights. Like we've lived here 9 years now, and I think 6 of the 10 coldest nights in the last like since we moved here have been like in the last 3 weeks. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was cold
Um,
down there. It was
yeah.
cold.
So like I think it's the first time it's gotten even below zero in I don't know, like decades
Were
here,
you,
or sorry, below freezing in decades here at the beach, and it's done that like three times now over.
any reports of pipes bursting or anything? I was talking to
No,
one of the cops out at Lake Nona on Sunday when the LPGA was not playing golf. There was a lot of time to just stand around and talk. I was talking to the security guy, and he said he had a whole water main burst at his place. So it's got to be a
no,
lot of that
nothing.
going around.
Yeah, nothing that I've heard. You could have talked to J.R. Smith about that too. He was in the field.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, but seriously, like I sent it to you guys last night. It's been like last night. It really got to me. I'm like, man, it's been like 4 or 5 days of this shit now, and a couple weeks where we've had some serious. And I'm like, I'm getting so soft that this is getting to me.
Yeah, it's a
Like I think
little.
it's one thing when you go up north and you expect it. It's another thing like that's not supposed to happen here, and that's not why I live here.
I need to talk to the manager. This is unacceptable. This is not okay. Yeah. No,
Exactly.
well, yeah, there is a little bit of, like you said, you could kinda get them right the right mind state, but yeah, I start to get that point around, like, late March, if it still hasn't even shown any signs, you start to get to that point of just like, "Man, what are we doing? It's never gonna be nice again. This sucks." But stay the course, TC. I think you're gonna persevere. You're gonna get through it.
I hope so. I hope so. Speaking of just cold weather generally, where do you stand on the Winter Olympics?
Yeah, great question. I I'm pretty indifferent on the God. I feel like I know this is not good podcasting, but I'm pretty indifferent. I'm pretty indifferent on the Olympics writ large. I think I maybe got a little into them when I was a kid. I know you have the Atlanta connection that probably galvanized you for quite a while. Justine worked at the London Olympics, so that was a very cool pop of
Yeah.
excitement and a little connectivity to Karen what's going on. But man, beyond that, I just it's pretty skippable for me. I know that people are very into it. I'm just not really one of those. I like watching snowboarding and some of like the half pipe type stuff is cool. Some of the skiing stuff, hockey, maybe a little bit. I just yeah, it's pretty if it's on, great. I just maybe this is a larger conversation, but it's kind of there's just very little passive TV watched in my life anymore. And I feel like the Olympics are great. Like if the TV's on, oh great, what's coming up
It's
next?
a great thing if you're going on vacation or like if you're just
Yes,
sitting at
totally.
a bar, like, hey, you know what? Hey, we're going in to have like I'm going skiing in a couple weeks. Hey, we're going in to have lunch, on the slopes. Oh shit, curling's on
That's a
or
that's a
ski
great
jumping is
point.
on,
That's
right?
a great center of gravity. We had that with the last
Kind of
summer.
like TGL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We had that with the last Summer Olympics. I was on a golf trip actually with Tim and Randy and our buddy Nick, and each night after golf, we came back to the house and just got like so deep in like table tennis that was going, and it's great to watch as a group, but I don't really turn it
Yeah.
on by myself. I don't know any of the athletes really, and I wish everybody the best, but I don't have a role to play. I don't think.
I'm more into the Winter Olympics than the Summer Olympics. I think the sports are just cooler.
What are your events?
Like, I can get
Skeleton,
into I love skeleton, luge, less so
bobsledding's
the
cool.
bobsled.
I like
Yeah,
bobsledding's
cool.
cool. That's a cool runnings effect, I think.
Uh,
Good marketing from Cool Runnings.
ski jumping's cool at first, not as cool, like, once you've watched a few jumps. Doesn't
True.
really develop
No,
much.
that's a good point.
I mean, downhill skiing's awesome, downhill snowboarding, but, like, I'll get into the curling, I'll get into, like, the speed skating rules. Biathlon's sick.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's stuff that like even the figure skating, it's dope.
Sure.
Like they're
It's
doing it. And I think people are a little down on the Olympics or sleeping on the Olympics a little bit too much because the last ones in China,
yeah.
the Winter Olympics in China, like that sucked. Like
Was it
that's like
so
this is gonna be a baller, baller Italian Alps, pretty glitzy, glamorous, you know,
yeah,
thing
you're
going on.
you're whipping me around a little bit, even just hearing some of those events, get laid out. Was Sochi before that?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which also wasn't electric.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, maybe we're undoing about a decade of kinda indifference here.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an interesting take I'd listen to. I'd love to watch, I think I long to watch figure skating with, like, a subject matter expert.
Yeah.
I think it's such a technical, like, feels like some real you gotta be a real ball knower to kind of appreciate the X's and O's, which I am not.
Well, yeah, to appreciate the X's and O's or to appreciate the corruption that goes
Yeah,
into it as
true.
well
Yeah, exactly.
with the judging.
Yeah. So if there's
So,
any subject matter experts that wanna swing by my house and explain it to me as I'm watching on TV, that'd be helpful.
yeah. Anything you've been into lately on the home front? Watching, listening,
Y
cooking?
Yeah, trying to stay warm. It's a lot of, we're kinda at the point. I don't know if you hit this point maybe in the summer with the kids where, when you can get outside and you can go for walks and you can, like, there's not enough time in the day. You could be doing fun stuff all the time.
Mm,
But, with Charlie, my son, he's now, like, 16 months, and he's mobile, he just wants to move around and do stuff all day, and it's 15 below 0 outside, and you're like, "Man, that's a tough combo." So we're constantly just, like, looking for stuff to go do. So he and I and him and Justine and all 3 of us are going out to, just find places we can go, explore. So there's a little indoor gym kinda thing that we go to, like a YMCA style thing. The Children's Museum here is great. The domes. Are you familiar with the? Did I tell you about the Mitchell Park
not.
domes? So there's like
No.
these 3 botanic garden domes, like these
It's
big
like a
glass domes.
biodome?
Yes, but there's 3 of them, and each one has a different like environment. So
Love that.
there's a tropical one, has all these tropical plants. There's a desert one with a bunch of desert plants, cactuses, and the like. And then there's a rotating one, and in the rotating one right now, this is a trap draw, you know, connected to the trap draw. It's like a big model train display, just a massive
Oh,
model train display. So there's like model train clubs all over Milwaukee. I did not get to go see this yet. Justine and Charlie went this weekend, but said there's all kinds. She picked up all kinds of literature, just these pamphlets that say "need a hobby" on the outside. Trying to urge you to join the model train clubs. So it's kind of a ranging answer, but the answer is like we're just looking for stuff. Other than that, it's just kind of sitting around watching movies and kind of getting through the day. But
you guys should see if you can go, like, live in one of the domes
that's
for a
interesting.
couple weeks.
Yeah, I'll inquire. Maybe the rotating dome. Maybe we can get on the schedule.
Yeah,
We'd probably just have to live there for 3 months or so.
yeah.
Uh,
You do all sorts of activities in there.
the tropical one's sweet. We should go next time you're here. It's great.
I would love to.
Big koi kind of pond that runs through the middle of it. Charlie gets very stoked about that. Giant goldfish and koi fish and things of that nature. Uh,
Speaking of trains, did you get the book I sent?
I don't know. I just got home yesterday. I didn't. What'd you send?
Oh,
Did you send the little engine that could, or did you
I
send the?
sent the caboose that got
Oh,
loose.
I don't know if it's arrived yet. If it has, it hasn't made its way to my desk.
Okay.
But no, that's thrilling to hear. I can't wait to read it. I know you were talking about it in Nebraska.
It's awesome. It's truly it's one of the best books ever
Uh,
written.
Charlie's a massive train guy. He's loving that. And other than that, it's a lot of just he just wakes up in the morning and he just like over and over he just says basketball, 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 basketball,
Oh, he
basketball.
would he would he would fit in with what we've been doing lately.
'Cause he just has
Just
these.
back to back,
Yeah, he's
Monday nights are like back to back practices. Goosey has practice and then Freddie has practice. And then they've got back to back games on Saturdays. And then Goosey's been going to this thing, Hoop Grind,
sure.
where they're just teaching him the skills. And yeah, we're just basketball, basketball, basketball right now.
Are they playing the game the right way at Hoop Grind? Or are they
Well, yeah,
encouraging
who
hero
so
ball,
Beach
or
is
what's the?
no, 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 very much like we're very much an assists household.
Love
Like,
it.
man, Freddie was complaining
Facilitate.
on Saturday about not getting the ball. And I like Alex is one of the coaches. I was like, pull him out of the game right now. Like, we're not doing that
That's not what we're about.
kind of thing. Yeah. So it's funny, like they give each kid a wristband, like a colored wristband, and you have to guard the kid on the other team that has that same colored wristband.
Good system.
And you can't float off of that player. So you can't play help defense, which is
Ooh.
kind of a tough deal.
Yeah, no zone,
Um,
obviously, either.
no zone. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's been fun to watch the progression of skills, especially with Goosey. He's advancing quickly as far as his dribbling skills.
I'm trying to think what else. We went to an indoor water park recently, which was electric. Just a thrilling environment to
Was it
spend
one of those
like an
like
hour or
Great
so in.
Wolf Lodge kind
It
of
was
thing,
like
or
a discount kind of version of that, or not, not
yeah,
discount. It was it was weirdly nice. It looked pretty shitty from the outside, but it was only like 25 minutes from my house, and so it's kind of either you can drive all the way to like Wisconsin Dells where you have all the big
yeah.
the big ones. I'm sure I don't need to tell you, you know, about those. Or there's like this just kind of hotel convention center that's like right outside Milwaukee. And we went there. It was great. We got there. It was like super chilled out, and it was like a pretty enjoyable experience. It all looked like pretty nice and redone inside. And then there must have been like a school event that fired up, and it was like, I mean, it was like being in the middle of Vietnam or something. I mean, it was just kids everywhere and balls flying all over the place, and I mean, it was just a lot. I was like,
Get squeezed out.
yeah, it was just kind of a glimpse into the future of like, oh my god, this is not far off, man. Just wild animals just running everywhere.
Well,
Uh,
that's like our neighborhood. Our new neighborhood is just it's like wild animals. Just like we just send the boys out. Like on the weekends, we tell them you can't go outside until 8:30, and then as soon as 8:30 rolls around, it's like he's a feral dog for the next 12 hours.
yeah, it's just kind of Lord of the
Straight up, just
Flies outside.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is great. I'd rather have them doing that than like they play football and basketball, and I'm trying to get him into street hockey. That's the
That's a good
next
one.
thing.
I did a lot of that when I was a
Yeah.
kid. When was the last time you were physically on a water slide?
Oh, well, we have one at the club,
Oh, okay.
so I'm on them all the time.
What about
I'm an
like a
enthusiast.
big dog? So like a
Uh,
tube slide. I went down like a tube
yeah,
slide, like the ones that like leave the building, wrap around a
yeah.
bunch of times, and then come back inside.
It's a great question.
I mean, it had to have been at least 15 years for me, and it was genuinely thrilling. TC, it was a good time. I thought it was gonna be very silly, and I was only doing it so like Charlie could watch me like splash out the bottom. And I got halfway down. I was like, this kind of rules, man. I see why
It
people are
sounds
into
like
this.
it sounds like you're gonna nominate it. It sounds like it's
I didn't
gonna
even think
get
about
nominated
that.
for the list.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Gosh, it's just water slides are such a wide spectrum. I don't know if you could put all water slides on the list of things that are
Yeah,
sick.
it's true. It's true. DJ, I made some homemade ramen the other night.
Yeah, I saw that. You sent me a photo of that. It looked
It's
fuego.
good. Yeah, like just good
Is
good
that just
recipe. Just
is that a time game? I gotta imagine that takes
oh,
time
it
to
was
just let.
so quick, man.
Really? You don't have to let
Crazy.
the depth really develop?
No, it was a New York Times cooking recipe. I got 3 heads of garlic, cut them in half with, what else did I have in there? Cut those in half, olive oil, I think I used sesame oil, actually. Trying to think. 2 full onions, browned like, kinda browned all of that stuff, and then I threw in, let's see, I got a rotisserie chicken
Sure.
and just pulled that
Just
apart, pulled all the
yeah.
meat off of it, threw all the bones in that same pot, and a few other things in there, and then, yeah, basically just, you know, kind of created that stock, from there, just added like skimmed all the bones and stuff out, and then created, put the noodles in, put the chicken in to finish it, and then I bought kimchi, I bought cilantro,
Any
and
soft boiled egg or anything on
yeah, I got a
the top?
soft yeah, I bought eggs, and then I saved some of the chicken skins and, like, crisped those up.
Phew.
And then some shiitake mushrooms as well.
Oh,
Super easy.
I love it.
And then some lemon and lime too. It was like a
Killer.
citrus, soy, and soy sauce. That was the other part of the base.
Ah,
So,
that sounds
yeah.
outstanding.
I'll
Tis
send you the
tis
recipe.
yeah,
Super easy.
please.
Took less than an hour,
'Tis the
all in.
season too to have that, it's
Exactly,
cold weather.
exactly. So, speaking of, just, food, culinarians, I wanna give a shout out to Andy Elliott and Emily Stewart, husband and wife, uh, team up in Traverse City. and the proprietors, owners, chefs at Modern Bird. They were nominated for a James Beard Award
Oh,
up there, or they're semifinalists or finalists. I can't remember which one, but yeah, for the Great Lakes region.
congrats to
So
them. They
good
don't
stuff.
just pass those out, you know?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I'm trying to think what else. Lifesavers, that was another thing I've been into lately.
The candy
The
or like
the
the
hard candy. Yeah, the
yeah.
plain Lifesavers that come in the
Yeah,
little
yeah, of
little
course.
tube.
Get
Those are
those
it's
from,
just
like,
like
the Lions Club usually, as on the side of the road whenever they're
yeah,
doing their drives.
like they don't sell them at all convenience store. They're tough to find these
They
days.
are. I hadn't really thought that hadn't really crossed my mind in a while.
I feel like we've got all these sexed up candies everywhere with nerd ropes and all sorts of stuff, but we just straight up like don't just have regular lifesavers, right? So
Straight from the path, TC. I agree with you.
yeah. And then deep into asparagus right now too, starting to
Oh,
ramp
yeah.
up for spring. So
Always, always good.
been doing some different preparations there.
My parents have been growing a lot of asparagus in their garden the
Really?
last couple of years. Yeah, kind of a fascinating plant just to
It is.
see how it works, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't
Is it
really
asparagus or asparagus is
I think it's just asparagus. That's it. Like, they've been growing asparagus, I think.
but if you had multiple asparagus plants,
Yeah, that's a good question.
still just be asparagus?
I think so. I
Okay.
think that's
Like
right.
deer.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay. What else? All right. I got to ask you about Orlando.
Yeah,
You ran into my guy, Urban Meyer.
barely. Barely, TC. I don't wanna disappoint. He was at the event. I didn't really cross paths. It was, you know, he had a lot of people there that were very pumped to see him. And yeah, I mean that was that's kind of the long and short of it. Unfortunately, we did wind up at a dinner together, like a kind of maybe 30 person sort of you know, back room type of dinner, and there was a seat open. I knew there was one more person coming to this dinner because people had kind of said it. And there was a seat right next to me open for a very long time, and I was like, "Oh man," I'm not usually like, "Oh, you've probably heard of my podcast," but I was like, "Oh, there's a pretty non-zero chance that Urban Meyer might be familiar with the podcast, and if he sits here, this might be a little." I don't know how this is going to go, but he ended up sitting on the other side of the room.
Ugh,
We didn't really catch up. So
I hate that. Oh, listen, I hope your behavior in his presence was above the line. Paige. All I have to
I
say.
think I succeeded. Yeah, yeah. I think
Okay,
I played the game the right way.
good. Any Oscars surprises? I know you guys are prepping for the Oscars pod.
Not not really on my front. I wouldn't say surprises. Maybe Sinners just, absolutely cleaning up on the nominations front was a surprise. I knew it was going to be a juggernaut, but not quite like set the all-time record for nominations type of juggernaut. So that's exciting to talk about. It's a fun movie to talk about. It was a fun movie to watch, obviously, but just a fun one to kind of have in the consciousness in the universe. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. I think we dodged a couple big bullets with Wicked or Wicked for Good, I should say,
Yeah,
and Avatar, the latest
they were not
Avatar,
nominated.
not being nominated for Best Picture. That was
Okay.
massive. That meant we didn't have to watch them. No offense to
What
anybody,
about
but
Melania?
Melania just came out. I don't think it got any nominations. There was my guy Big T was reading me. We went and saw a movie the other night, and he was reading me the Guardians review of Melania, which was tough, and I would recommend seeking it out. It's invoking like a lot of Birth of a Nation and Joseph Goebbels and like things like that, where that I just don't think you
Lenny Riefenstahl.
yeah, that I just don't think you want associated with like your life story being portrayed on the big screen.
Okay.
I don't think that's the crew you're trying to invoke from critics. So that was tough. They were selling Melania commemorative buckets at the theater. I think we went on opening night.
Like
Uh
buckets for popcorn or
yeah, just like black
okay.
buckets that you could buy like a collector's bucket. They didn't seem to be moving a ton of those. And then there was also like a Florida Republicans just like dude in the lobby, like set up, like ask me questions about politics, like set up in
Yeah.
the lobby of the movie theater, which he wasn't getting a ton of burn either.
So
Yeah,
I'm
just
surprised Big T didn't just
yeah, I'm surprised. Maybe he didn't have any
this
questions.
community.
Maybe he knows.
Yeah.
Maybe he knew the answers to all the questions. I don't know.
Nobody
But
talks to each other in this country
yeah,
anymore.
I know it's part of the problem. Yeah, so I haven't caught Melania yet. Have you? You haven't.
I've not. I mean, I haven't watched any movies. I watched Hard Knocks, the in-season Hard Knocks NFC East
How's that?
last week. It was awesome. It was
Yeah,
awesome. It was
some real pros making that show.
oh yeah. Yeah, and Jalen Hurts, I don't think he has a single interpersonal relationship or emotional connection with a single guy on his team. Like just seeing that. My guy Sirianni, some of his motivational tactics are laughable. Trying to think. Schottenheimer, there was the scene in there where Schottenheimer tells the coaching staff that he's let go of Coach Flus.
I did see a breakout of
And then
that. Yeah.
he calls him a great man. And then the Washington Commanders are just like there's just nothing going on there. Might be the most boring franchise in America right
Did
now. So
Yeah. I mean, at least your guy Snyder was making it interesting. At least there was stuff to talk about.
exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
did your guy Big Dom get a breakout storyline?
Not really. He was pretty quiet. He made a couple cameos, but didn't really say anything. They kind of kept it centered on Sirianni, Saquon, Jalen Hurts mainly. Little bit of AJ Brown.
How have some of the postmortems been for you and your birds, kind of birds fans writ
Uh,
large?
I've had a lot of Birds fans continuing to attack Shanahan. I think they need to look inward.
Hmm.
Birds had some trouble hiring an offensive coordinator. I think they finally landed on one here this week. But yeah, I don't think anybody wants to come in and coach Jalen, unfortunately. So yeah, did not great there. But yeah, otherwise, Jags, they're bringing their entire coaching staff back, uh,
It's good.
which is great. Yeah, yeah, didn't get anybody plucked yet. I think that'll be next season. So all good there. Other sports news, Deej. Our Miami Redhawks are undefeated still at this point on February 3rd.
This is basketball,
Undefeated
I assume.
basketball. Yeah, and the hockey team is back on the upswing. They're going to be ranked either this week or next week for the first time in like a decade. So
Is the
uh,
basketball? I mean, showing my ignorance here. Is basketball team ranked?
they are. Yeah, they're like
Gotta be.
23rd or 24th right now.
Golly.
So yeah, they're
Yeah,
like no,
23rd.
yeah, nobody will play them. Like nobody will schedule them non-conference.
Who they got?
So
Who
yeah,
they got coming up here? Buffalo.
they got a big one against Buffalo tonight. I think on the road. Buffalo took them to overtime.
We are Marshall. We've got the Bobcats
Yeah,
of Ohio,
yeah, the Battle of
UMass,
the Bricks.
Bowling Green, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Toledo, and again Ohio to finish out the season. I mean, they might not lose a game. TC.
Well, let's take it one game at a time.
Yeah, you're right.
Um, but yeah, THG's in shambles because Xavier's not good this year. Xavier, Rick Pitino Jr. lost to his dad, the Crypt Keeper. Rick Pitino Sr. They've got a rematch early next week, I think,
Talking
too.
about 3 heads of garlic, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I saw your White Sox installed a bidet.
Yeah, there's a big one.
Your former White Sox, I should say.
My former White Sox. Yeah, they did. The Japanese stud that they signed, Murakami. I think that was one of the first observations he had touring through the clubhouse was, hey, there's no bidet. Chris Getz said, let me get right on that. So that was massive. I saw they pissed off Frank Thomas by not including him in the Black History Month graphic that they put out, which feels like feels like pretty massive oversight, at least from my childhood memories of watching
Yeah.
the White Sox. That's a big one. So yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if things are great. AJ keeps telling me they got a great catching core over there. We'll see what happens with Colson Montgomery if he takes a leap. Other than that, I saw your guy Lou Bob got traded. Luis
Did.
Robert. Where'd he go? Mets?
I
Something?
think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Mets are trying to improve their defense.
Mets are making moves, man, all over the board.
Well, yeah, I
Making
was gonna say, speaking of your teams, the Brewers making a
Yeah.
trade with the Mets, right?
Yeah, I still don't quite know how I feel. I feel like I'm in a little bit of baseball hibernation. I haven't really dove super deep into too much stuff yet, but the I kind of was on team keep Freddie Peralta. He was only making 8 million bucks this year, last year of his deal. I know you want to get something back and build for the future, and that's kind of the way that the Brewers sort of have to live in this current environment, but at the same time, man, it's like a year of an ace pitcher at $8 million is like that's pretty massive value in and of itself. And you had the best record in baseball last year. It's like, man, if we're not kind of pushing chips in now, like when does that happen? And so they ended up trading him for who's it, Jet Williams. Sounds like maybe
Yeah, Brandon Sproat,
in the Sproat.
Sproat coat.
The Sprout goat. Jet Williams sounds like he might be Dustin Pedroia 2.0 if all goes according to plan. Sounds like he's built in a
Seems
lab.
useful.
Yeah, sounds like he's built in a lab to play for the Brewers. And Sprout was, I don't know, he was electric, I know, in like at first start last year. So
Yeah.
we'll see if he what he turns into. But they also got rid of Tobias Myers, which quietly kind of was a bummer. I really liked him, but we'll see. We'll see, TC. It's kind of just that I think they're just kind of in that same mode they're always going to be in, just keeping it above the above the line, to borrow a phrase, and doing the best with what they got while keeping an eye to the future. Trying to be competitive every year, I guess, without spending
Yeah.
$400 million on one player.
I think anybody named Tobias is just good in my book.
I agree.
It's a good name.
Yeah, totally agree. It's a distinct,
So,
as is Jet. So maybe one in, one
yeah.
out there.
Yeah, Jetson especially a good name for a baseball player.
It is. It is. Two T's
So,
as well.
yeah.
Like the famous jetpack.
Uh, what'd you think of my guy Arias going to the Giants?
Yeah, interesting one, man. It sounded like I don't know if he was having a hard time finding the work that maybe
He wants to play
he
second base,
uh,
right?
I guess. He's an interesting one. You might have to catch up with Randy on that one. Just a fascinating dude. A fascinating I shouldn't say fascinating dude. A great dude by all accounts, personally, but a fascinating baseball player from a bit of a bygone era, maybe. I am not in love with a lot of the moves the Giants have made. I didn't like the Willie Adames trade. Back or not even trade, the signing when he was a free agent. That was a weird contract, and this obviously
The trade last
arises.
year with
Yeah,
the Red Sox. Yeah.
yeah, with for Devers, and yeah, now you have Arise. I think our thoughts on him are pretty well documented. So I don't know what your guy Buster is doing up there in the front office. He's a big eye test guy, I think, and the
Yeah.
eye test has been a little questionable so far.
Well, you know what's something that you don't have to use the eye test for?
What's that?
Your personal health with Whoop.
Dude, the
Yeah.
Whoop, I'm
You're
deep
deep
in the
in it.
Whoop. I'm deep in the Whoop, TC. I've been taking it seriously since the beginning of the year, and it's been massive. I've seen my health span drop like crazy, which is great. I'm currently at a 0.0 pace of aging. I'm not aging,
Wow.
TC. I'm at a 0 right now. It's amazing. So I need to start getting that going negative because I was coming into the year.
Benjamin Button mode.
I need to get into Benjamin Button mode, sicko mode. But it's great, man. It's a perfect way to organize your day. Just keep you mindful about what's going on, what you need to be doing, when you need to be going to sleep, when you need to be getting up. I switched over to the I use the Whoop alarm every day now. That's basically like
Okay.
here's the backstop time I need to be woken up. So if I need to be up by 7 a.m. or whatever, I just say wake me up at the latest by 7 a.m. But anytime between 6 and 7, if I'm in the green, like you wake me up when I need to be woken up. And so I've been doing
How does it
that.
wake you up?
Just buzzes, just like pulses on your wrist.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, try that. Okay. I
So it's nice.
didn't
So
even know
you
you could do that.
it's a good feeling for as seriously as I'm like have been taking it. It's a nice feeling when you feel that buzz and like cuz your internal clock, you kind of know
Yeah.
if it's set for 7, whether it's 6 or 7. And so it's like, it's just a good feeling to wake up first thing and be like, "Ah, I know I'm in the green. What a great feeling. Let's go." I know Solly's been on it since the start of the year in a big way. Neil, of course, just finished a 10 strain challenge. It was great while I was caddying. Fun to watch all that work. It's just, yeah, it's become a big part of my daily routine.
Nice. Well, anybody can head to whoop dot or join.whoop.com. That's WHOOP.com/NLU to get started with Whoop on a free 1 month trial. And that includes the hardware and a completely unlocked app experience. If you don't love it, you can send it back. No questions asked. And we've got a Whoop community as well. So Whoop group, COM dash NLU. Go to join.whoop.com/NLU to get started today.
Here we go.
Perfect. All right, dudes. We got a little bit of monitoring to kind of catch up
Hundreds,
on here.
hundreds of monitoring
Yeah.
stories. We're gonna have to move quick.
Yeah. First, I just wanted to say RIP to a great man, especially one that I've gotten to know a little bit since I've gone country. Uh that's Mr. Jim McBride, who collabed with Alan Jackson on such songs as Chattahoochee,
Yeah.
which is just, an absolute banger. And yeah, Alan Jackson recorded 14 of his songs across 5 albums in the early 90s. I imagine Mr. McBride made a lot of money
I
with
I think that's
Mr.
probably
Jackson.
probably right. To be clear, you didn't know him personally, did you? Just got to know
I did
his
not know
work?
him personally. Exactly. I felt like I knew him, but
Yeah, that's a loss. You know what? We talked a lot on that Nebraska trip about, the simplicity and the endless complexity of writing a good country music song. There's a guy that
yeah.
could do it well. RIP.
Yeah. Speaking of just, complex music, we're gonna have to get Randy's take on this.
Yeah, I saw this.
All the parrot heads are furious because they're trying to turn Jimmy Buffett's old recording studio in Key West into a bar. And
Yeah. I think
disappointing.
I stand with the outraged parrot heads here, I think. I just don't think we've got a shortage of Jimmy Buffett themed bars going. Maybe we just preserve, why don't we just preserve something that's a little bit like, hey, here's something a little authentic.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree. I still can't believe he's no longer with us.
I know.
You know?
I know. Another RIP. Hey, tell me about this, it's Nikolai Tangen. Is that right?
Yeah,
Is he the Norwegian guy that runs the Sovereign Wealth Fund? I know
he is.
you've been on this
Yeah,
podcast for, like, years,
yeah.
and I saw
Recommended it.
he was profiled this week.
Yeah, New York Times did a little profile on him. This was January 9th. Some people in Norway are saying he's gotten a little too thirsty and a little
Mm.
too out there for people,
I feel like
and I think
that's a hair trigger the Scandinavians have for that for that claim. You could get it.
humility is a big thing.
Yeah, you could step on the wrong side of that line real quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I stand with our fellow content creator who also happens to manage several trillion dollars in assets.
What does he do on his pod? Who does he talk to?
He
What is he?
just he basically interviews executives primarily from like portfolio companies.
Okay.
So like he'll have the CEO of Microsoft on. They'll just have like a really candid conversation because I feel like he knows the ins and outs of some of these businesses. He's got credibility, but also it's just yeah, it's kind of like two kind of peers talking. It's cool.
Love it.
I would highly recommend it.
I love it.
Speaking of just, high finance and stuff, you see Jersey Mike's working on an IPO with Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan.
This felt like probably the natural evolution of our sale from a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, I think they just issued a bunch of bonds this week or last week that are going to pay down the debt, and then they're going to, or yeah, use to, I don't know. I think Blackstone. So basically, Blackstone bought them for like 8 billion last year, and they're seeking to value the IPO at 12 billion.
Mm.
So pretty good return if they can make that work. But yeah, they're trying to a valuation of 12 billion. IPO seeking to raise more than 1 billion. But I know they issued a bunch of bonds this week too. That they'll anticipate paying off with the proceeds from the IPO.
Does this news affect your cash of shore points at all?
It does not. I'm down to I failed on that goal last year. I didn't exhaust the entire cache
Yeah,
of short points, but I am, probably about halfway there.
gotcha.
So, but, if inflation stays high, I think it behooves me to hang on to some short points.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those assets you need to. It's you got some outside agencies now, kind of messing with your asset. I just want to make sure you feel
Yeah,
protected.
exactly, exactly. Maybe I could buy some of those bonds with my short points, but Deej, question for you. Do you ever use, like, Uber Eats or Grub or, any of those DoorDash or
I do. I don't do it nearly to the extent of the people that are profiled in this piece that you sent over, which was a dark dystopian look at what has happened or what is happening to the food service industry across the country. We used it a little bit, like when our son was first born. You're kind of getting meals and just trying to make life a little easier. We would use it then. I'll use it occasionally, like if I'm back to back pods meetings.
Mhm.
Don't have time to go run out and get lunch. Don't have anything at the house, but no more than once every couple weeks, I would say. It's definitely a last resort type of thing, which I think flies in the face of this piece that you sent over, which claimed that 3 out of every 4 orders at restaurants these days are not eaten in a restaurant. That's so fucking
Blew
wild.
my mind.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
And then Solly said that he's single-handedly probably responsible for a lot of this stat. Um, which, like, I can count on one hand how many times I've ever used Uber Eats, or I've never used DoorDash before. I don't know, I like eating in a restaurant, or I even like going to pick up takeout at the restaurant.
I do as well. And again, I'm looking forward to, again, the very, very young kid makes it a little there's a little more
Yeah.
moving parts in that. But I'm looking forward to the days of that stabilizing, because I agree. That's one of my favorite things. Honestly, TC, the hack is you don't even order ahead. You just go to the restaurant, you sit at the bar. Hey, can
Oh,
I place an order to go? I'll have exactly one beer while the order is being
yes.
prepared, and then I'll go home. That's my favorite thing to do. I love that.
That was my big Cthulhu's play, you know, back, especially when like, I was like, "Alright, I just gotta get out of the house. I'm gonna go pick up dinner," but I would have 1 beer at the bar,
Yeah,
and then my guy AJ would get the, pear Fiocchi or
sure.
the black clams for me. It was great. So,
But yeah, it's weird, man. It's wild, especially some of the people that are profiled in here are just like young people that are not
yeah.
making like a ton of dough and are just basically paying like 3 or 4x for for every meal that they're having. It's a little bit of a I'm spending $3,600 a month on candles. Please help me balance my budget. My family's starving. Like
Well,
it's crazy.
so I read something else somewhere. I can't remember where a trap stoolie sent it to me where it said that a lot of these Uber Eats drivers are spending a lot of the money that they make on Uber Eats as well,
It's a closed
which
loop
is
system.
it's crazy to me. Like they're getting in financial trouble
Yeah.
because they're using Uber Eats so
Oh,
much.
they're
So
getting paid in shore points. They're just
yeah,
turning them back over. Yeah, it's pretty bleak, man. I don't know where yeah. I want to read a lot more about this, I think, before I draw too many conclusions.
where you
But
weigh in.
yeah, it kind of seems like going and sitting in a restaurant and ordering from a human being is not the worst thing in the world. I don't know that we want to
Yeah,
see that keep falling off a cliff.
a lot of waste too. Speaking of waste, I finally a good use for AI. Scanning.
In addition to some of the songs that Randy's
Yes,
dad's
that Randy's dad.
was making. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like, they're applying it towards, like, sorting through trash
It's a good
and
idea.
finding
Yeah.
I thought that was, that was encouraging. Now, something that wasn't encouraging was, uh, just there was a big piece about, how Silicon Valley built AI, buying, scanning, and discarding millions of books via the Washington Post,
Yeah, that's
which
pretty bleak stuff. Uh, that's tough. That's tough. Speaking of books, TC, tell me about this school up in Georgia that you heard about.
Oh, yeah, friend here in town won't name him. Said that he tipped me off. There's a school up in Georgia in St. Mary's dealing with a bat infestation. They had to they had to close. They had to temporarily close the school. I don't know if it's reopened yet, but bad stuff. It's bad. You gotta call Servpro. These bats just took over. They moved
Oh,
in.
I'm worried about that. I don't wanna laugh too hard because my house is a candidate for a bat infestation. I know my neighbors have gone through that for sure. It's, oof, wouldn't wish that on anybody. Hope they get it right up there.
Hey, what's the latest on your guy John DeMarcico? The
Uh,
Mets.
I don't know. I've been trying to dig in and find some info. For those that don't know, it's the TV producer for the Mets. Gets a lot of burn as the guy who made baseball cinematic. He's got all these great movie kind of illusions and framing and the way he shoots shots. It's genuinely awesome. I would flip on if the Brewers weren't playing or something. I have MLB TV and I'd flip on random Mets games just to kind of watch how the game's produced. Genuinely great. And he issued a statement, I guess, a couple weeks ago now that just said creative differences. I'm moving on. It pains me to say I'm a free agent going forward. And then I think there was, which I saw that was like these fucking Mets. Like I hate the Mets so much, even more now. This was
Cohen,
this
you
was the
bastard.
only good thing about the Mets, and then it sounds like I don't know, speculation about whether there was more to the story or not. Haven't really seen anything, reported on that front, but something we'll
Lot of
continue to
smoke
monitor.
that he was potentially banging one of his cameraman's
This
daughter
is all
on the road.
very alleged, very, very, very alleged. Yeah, there are Reddit boards and Twitter threads to dive into if you want, but who knows? Who knows? I just hope he doesn't, a lot of jokes about how he's going to sign with the Dodgers for deferred money, which was funny. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he figures something out.
How up on the files are you? The Epstein files?
Yeah, I'm just getting snippets here and there. It's pretty hard. Like God, I hate this part of my brain. TC, it's pretty reptilian stuff, but you're scrolling the everything app, and it's kind of hard not to stop and see like who was implicated and what they said. What did they say? What does this email
Wait,
say?
Jeffrey Epstein is Zohran Mamdani's dad?
Well, I better watch this.
What?
I better watch this video. Let me see what this guy's up to. God, Tim was
I heard
sending.
he's Satoshi. He might be Satoshi,
Is that right?
the, Bitcoin founder. Yeah, I mean,
That's
I'm hearing all sorts of stuff.
that seems that's that would
He
that
got he got kicked off of Xbox Live in 2013
good for them.
due to threats, harassment, and or abuse of other players that was severe, repeated, and or excessive.
I feel like the video game message boards are usually ahead of the times on that stuff. That was a good gut call by them. Tim sent me one while we were in Orlando. It was like some actor that was it's just so hostile to like see these emails just like spelled out in black and white. And there was some actor who was like, "Hey, I
The
heard you."
punctuation and the spelling. It's
There was an actor that was just like groveling to him to like, "Hey, I heard you know Tom Cruise. Could you like basically can you check and make sure if he got my tape? I'm really supposed to be hearing something." And Epstein just hits him back with like a, "Yeah, I showed it to everybody and everybody said you're trying too hard. Best of luck." It's just like a completely withering just detonation, just bullet to the head to this guy. So
uh,
those types of things I'm getting a decent chuckle about. I haven't really waded into the darker
yeah,
corners of it.
a lot of dark stuff. Tell you who wasn't in the files though, Deej.
Is that
Dick Cheney.
I saw, I saw a tweet about that. He was just doing all this for the love of the game. Uh, yeah, there you go. He
You
dodged it.
know, Mr. Unlimited.
I mean, did you read the Elon one about how basically like he
He
wanted to
wanted to,
he wanted to come and he's just too cringy to come to the island? Like that's
yeah,
so tough. That's so tough.
yeah. You see Mr. Unlimited? He was,
What
there
was
was
it?
some back and forth with him and, between Epstein and some guy that was trying to sell Epstein's plane to Mr. Unlimited. It's like Gulfstream 3, I think. And so Mr. Unlimited was implicated, and then he came out and said, he said, "quote Nope, absolutely not, not today, Satan. Some random plane broker tried to sell me a plane. I had no idea whose plane, and I never bought the plane. Never talked nor never met the man. Thank God." Hands raised emoji.
All right. Hell yeah. I stand with Mr.
So
Unlimited there.
yeah. And then yeah, Solly has had no comment on, the just it seems like there's a lot of Bitcoin
Hmm.
smoke around the whole Epstein ecosystem.
I
So
I think instead of saying Solly had no comment, you just say Solly denied any involvement. You ever see that
uh
movie Birdman?
no, I've never seen that one.
It's very good. Some people don't like it. I think it's very good. But there's a great scene in there where like all this guy's like they're just trying to, mimic how chaotic the internet is, and this was like 10, 15 years ago now at this point. But there's a reporter that comes up to Michael Keaton and is like, "Hey, is it true you're using pig semen for as an anti-aging serum?" And he goes, "No, like what? Who said that?" Like, "Oh, it was tweeted." And he's like, "No, what are you talking about?" They're like, "I'll just say you denied it." Like, no, don't say I denied it. Don't say anything. That's kind of how I feel about some of this stuff.
Well, speaking of plausible deniability, Sable Offshore. This broke today. Sable Offshore is being investigated for insider trading.
Hmm.
Uh, this was per Bloomberg. Phil Mickelson touted Sable probed by SEC. This is following a report from Hunter Brook Media and some of the Pablo Torre stuff. Do you know how hard it is right now to get investigated for insider trading on anything in this environment?
Yeah, you got to really be putting the pedal to the metal, I imagine.
Yeah. Last one I got before we get to global affairs. Lot going on globally, Deej. But
Sure.
this story freaking rules. I saw this on the gram. I have not fact checked it, but I think there's enough there. This is from King Almond or something. I don't know.
Where's he the king of?
Yeah. Anyway, says, quote, "This man has been arrested
Sounds like
32
global
times
affairs.
for hijacking trains and buses, but he steals them to drive the route perfectly. Darius McCollum is a New Yorker with Asperger's syndrome and a genius level obsession with the MTA. He has the entire subway map memorized. Since he was 15 years old, he has been impersonating transit workers. He puts on the uniform, signs out the keys, and takes over. The crazy part, he's actually better than the real employees. He makes every stop on time. He announces the stations clearly, and he even fixes broken signals for free. One time, he drove a bus filled with passengers to JFK Airport simply because the real driver didn't show up, and Darius didn't want the people to be late. But the city doesn't see him as a hero. Despite his skills, the MTA refuses to hire him because of his criminal record, a record he only has because he loves the train so much. He has spent nearly half of his life in maximum security prisons, sitting in a cell when all he wants to do is work. It's a tragic irony. The only man who cares enough to make the transit system run on time is the only one that they won't let drive.
Wow.
Like, this sounds like it needs to be a movie.
For sure, or at least a position within the system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, golly, how about that?
Yeah.
Uh,
That was
yeah, I gotta
that really
dig
spoke to
deeper into
me.
this. Where's your guy Eric Adams, TC?
And
This
actually, this guy Darius McCollum, he's got his own Wikipedia page
it
and
seems like
everything. So
this
he's
kind of
just
feels like one of the things Eric Adams could have got pushed through on his watch if he wasn't too busy doing, you know, bench press against Mamdani.
well, no, he's doing the coin, and
Well, now he is. Yeah, but it's too late
he's
now. I'm
he's
saying
gonna
like,
he's gonna get rid of anti-Semitism with the crypto.
oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yeah,
What do we got?
that's
What do we got in
his
global
thing.
affairs?
All right, yeah, this one broke yesterday. There's a hospital in France that was evacuated after an 8-inch World War One artillery shell was discovered in the patient's ass. This is per the
Yeah,
New York
I
Post.
read this. They had to bring the bomb squad in to essentially take it out. Uh, yeah, it's tough.
uh,
Bad luck.
yeah.
Of all
The
of
other
all the
lead
things you
story.
could put in there.
I mean, yeah, just like what a rush that must be. Uh, the other lead story I've got is this. There was a spate
Oh,
of elephant attacks
this is
in
bleak.
in India.
A
There was
one-tusked
22 dead in
elephant.
10 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is tough. Maybe the product of some like severe deforestation. Basically, it sounds like kind of this
yeah,
elephant maybe has nowhere to go, and it's just messing people up. So
flashing out.
head on a swivel, I suppose, out there.
Yeah. There was a bunch of shark attacks in Sydney, like around January 20th. I think a bunch of
Is that kind of
like
par for the
bull
course?
sharks. Yeah, I
It
think
seems
so.
like
I
they
think they
have a
had some
lot of
extra
shark attacks.
rain down there and some
Muddy wa
runoff. So the muddy
muddy
water
waters,
was kind
yeah.
of, yeah. I'm continuing to monitor the Chinese fishing fleet, the global Chinese fishing fleet that they could potentially
In
use
what
to.
context?
Oh, I mean, the overfishing and basically turning their transponders off and, like, going into
Oh.
Peru or Ecuador waters, but also, I guess they tested something out here recently where they just formed a big wall,
Hmm.
like, around Taiwan. Basically, like, you couldn't get through it, so we'll continue to monitor that. This was sick. The Islamic Republic of Iran broadcasting got hacked and footage of the protests went up on TV, which
Uh
is awesome.
I did see this. This is good. This is like a V for Vendetta type of moment. I like when the hackers are doing some stuff that has a little bit of a wink of humor and advancing their cause. That's some
Yeah,
throwback stuff.
exactly. I'm tracking the heck out of this one. I can't get any good info though, Deej. Lot going on in Africa. There's been rumors that Bobby Wine, the Ugandan opposition leader, was abducted. This was as of Magic Jeff sent this over January 16th. Since then, there's been rumors that he wasn't abducted, his wife was abducted, or his mom was abducted. All sorts of stuff going on that front. And then you got to tell me about this custody battle going on in Malawi,
Yeah,
Malawi.
Malawi, I think this was a big one. Essentially, the long and short of it was that the outgoing president had trained these dogs to be like very, very diligent, basically security dogs, sniffing out all kinds of things, including witchcraft, any witchcraft anybody was trying to put on him, but then obviously intruders and things of that
Yeah,
nature. And then when his term ended and the new president came in, the new president said, "Great, let me get those dogs. Those are civic property." And the outgoing president said, "No, these are my dogs." So now big deal. Police have tried to get involved. The police, messed up the warrant the first time because they said we want these 4 German shepherds. Turns out none of them are German shepherds. One of the guys claims to be a prophet as well. So there's like
mm,
a lot going on there. I said basically don't expect any help from above and try to get these dogs because I think the big man's on his side. So it's just a lot. Yeah, a lot more questions than answers. I think from this piece. As far as I know, it's still kind of an ongoing, developing situation.
huh. Wonder if Don Ray will get the get some dogs from his PGA of America stint. He's a prophet too, right?
Well, potential, yeah, some new level, new devil implications as well. I think.
In other African news, Burkina Faso, they've got a military junta going on. It's banned all political parties.
Which,
This is after they canceled all the elections after 2022 coup.
yeah,
I just continue to be really in awe of these guys' aesthetic. I know it's a big thing for Randy as well.
yeah, no, they definitely they have a look for sure, and as if I'm reading this one right, I mean, I think the take here was like pretty simple, which is like the thing that's causing all the fighting is having two different sides. What if we were just all on the same side?
Yeah.
Which seems kind of bottom line the issue. Implementation might be a little tough, but yeah, that was an interesting one.
I think another person I think they could get on board with that is Bob Huggins,
Yeah.
the former basketball coach who's now intending to run for Congress in West Virginia.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I think the more we can get these just kind of novelty politicians in office, the better I think things are going to go. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
I think, yeah,
Tommy Tuberville.
yeah,
Mark Teixeira's running in Texas, I think.
perfect. Yeah, no, I think all that stuff's great. I think that's really, really good. I think the odds are that it's a little bit like Tiger being the best one to fix the PGA Tour. It's like, yeah, no, I think you're the best golfer ever and a business genius. I think the odds are that you're both of those things. You're the right person for both of these totally unrelated jobs. Uh, best of luck.
And you love Xbox.
Yeah, right.
So,
Uh,
and then yeah, China, these generals keep getting
dude,
fired,
this was a
disappeared.
bleak one. Disappeared. Yeah.
Here. Yeah,
Yeah, that was a heavy story. Big old power vacancy in the Chinese military as of the writing of
yeah,
this piece, because guys just keep getting disappeared. Tough one.
yeah, a lot going on there. And then just to follow up, that fugitive snowboarder Ryan Wedding turned himself in down in Mexico and uh, extradited back to the U.S. So, um,
Just in time for the
you
Winter
know,
Olympics.
exactly. Maybe he's trying to get a pardon.
It's possible.
Uh, yeah. So, a couple other good reads I had on the sports side. The Bus family, the former owners of the Lakers, great read in ESPN about their family dysfunction and kind of how that whole thing disintegrated before they all got hundreds of millions of dollars each one of them for selling the franchise. And there was a great piece on weird NHL arenas.
This was great. I
Big
loved
too.
this.
I love like when I was growing up, I used to have like they used to sell these. They don't do it anymore, ostensibly, because I think a lot of the arenas change names so much, or they're all the same. They're all built by like the same two or three firms now. But like a book, almost like an encyclopedia or an atlas of here's all the stadiums in the four major sports,
Yeah.
right? And it would have like a diagram and all the statistics about it and fun facts and all that stuff.
You know
Well,
what?
I think hockey is like at the top of the list for just having weird stuff historically.
Totally agree. I think that's yeah, this was a great piece. It was talking about I mean, because you can kind of see the evolution of the league and sports in general as all of these weird quirks are pointed out because it's everything from like, oh yeah, in what I forget where it was, Philly or Boston or whatever, like, oh yeah, the ice is way smaller there.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah.
So they have to not only is the ice way smaller and you have to play like a different game, but that affected the players that they signed, right? They were trying to get
Much more
guys that were much
physical.
more
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And that was really fun all the way down to like the place that didn't have I think it was Montreal that didn't have glass like behind the benches. So it's basically just like players could just reach out or fans could just like reach out and touch the players essentially. They're just sitting right there. And that led to the whole Patrick Waugh being able to just like turn right around to the ownership and tell him he was done playing for this team. Like it was great. Great read going back through that stuff. You know, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
Hartford Whalers had they played basically, like a shopping mall.
yeah,
Essentially, that was like the start. You had the gondola in the old Maple Leaf Gardens that the commentary like that team sat in as well. There's mismatched seats for the Minnesota North Stars at the Met Center Arena.
I loved the
Just
fog at the old
yeah,
Chicago Stadium. The fog and the organ, the big massive organ in there. It was just yeah, true bygone era type stuff. If you like
yeah.
that piece, TC, you should watch I think it's an Architectural Digest video that is all about the history of like how baseball stadiums evolved and
Oh,
how they went from like being built into the city grid and how all the facades used to look a certain way for a specific reason, yada yada yada, all the way up until like City Field and why it's out in the middle of nowhere and all of this stuff. It's cool. It's really good.
and now they're trying to recreate that, but
Exactly, but it's
in
kind of too late. You can't. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that one was in The Athletic. Rob Rossi did NHL Arenas of Yore. Here are some of the fun quirks and features we miss. So that one was great. I think Deej, where are you at on the NHL Stadium series?
good question. I am. I love the idea. I have been very into it in years past. It seems like maybe the novelty's worn off a little bit. It's. I think the weather's kind
Like,
of.
they had one in Miami
Yeah, and
that felt a little off. And then I turned on the TV the other night just as I was getting ready for the Sunday pod, and like, Steve Levy and the other guys were dressed up as pirates.
Nice.
I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Sure enough, they were having it in Tampa Bay. It was like a
Yeah.
Gasparilla theme thing.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a little bit like the Field of Dreams game, I guess. It's like if people are into it and it's bringing people in, then great. But I know like the Field of Dreams game now has gotten so like there's so few tickets available that it's not like some big grow the game thing. It's just like a
Yeah.
another super expensive ticket sort of vibe. So I don't know if people dig it, great. I've kind of lost interest after the first like Wrigley Field and Yankee
I
Stadium
feel
or
like
wherever else they did
Lambeau's
them.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I'm down with that. So, all right, moving over to just quick airports and logistics. Deej, how first of all, how did United treat you on the way down to Orlando?
It was great. Yeah. No
Yeah,
complaints. No complaints. Got a nice upgrade on the way down there. Had a smooth
love that.
flight out of Chicago into Orlando. Orlando Airport, I lived in Orlando for 2 years, so I've been to the Orlando Airport a lot, but I don't think for more than a decade. It's been forever since
Yeah,
I've been there. Good to see the carpet still there, that weird carpet that they have. Um, kind of a hellhole getting out of there. Like,
it's
the
awful. Yeah.
security was beefy.
Mhm.
We happen to I think I've talked about this many times. We happen to have Clear. I think I need to cancel Clear because we got like a comp thing for like years and years, and then I guess the comp ran out. I didn't even know we had it, and then a
Clear,
credit card
clear,
got
clear
charged.
influencers.
Yeah, the credit card got charged
Two
for it.
hundred and fifty
Yeah,
dollars.
man. No thanks. But I did use it in Orlando because it was like the security line was well over an hour without it.
That's where Clear gets you, man. It's
Yeah.
like the one time you need it and you
Even
don't have it, you're
even the Clear line was probably 15 minutes, which is
uh,
like fine, but yeah, it took a while. A lot of people
Orlando is
leaving
just the
Orlando.
worst, man. Like, just in every facet, except for downtown Orlando is actually a
Downtown's cool.
nice downtown, but
Downtown's
every other
cool.
element of Orlando besides downtown and Winter Park
Winter Park's
are
cool. Yeah, some good areas up there. There's some cool areas that you would just never go to, like College Park and some like cool little neighborhoody areas that people don't really go. But if you're largely there and you just go to Disney or the convention center, or I got to go to the convention center for the Kelly Clarkson concert the other day, which was great. Shout out to the team. Actually, I can't even think about all the logistics that had to go into this, but Lake Nona is crazy. It's like all developed and stuff now. It used to be nothing when we lived there, but they had like a little concert area for this tournament where they have all these acts come in and play, and it was so cold that they had to move the concert. So they had to find like another venue for a concert day of, which is pretty impressive to move that.
yeah.
And so they bust everybody over to the convention center. So it was like very weird I've been to the convention center 15 times, all of them for the PGA show. And so it was very weird to go in the same entrance and it not be the PGA show. Um,
Is it weird for you to be in Orlando now that they've knocked down the Holy Land Experience?
that was a good bit. Not I didn't find that to be that weird. No. No.
Okay.
Uh,
Just for background for people, was it Neil and Randy just insist that
I think
that's where you
it
and
was just
Justine got
Randy.
married?
I don't it was just Randy. I don't know. It was a really good bit. Neil, I think, probably summed it up the best, when we met some stranger on Strapped or something, and we just kinda, like, told a outrageous thing about Neil, and Neil's like, "No, that's not true, like, that's what these guys do all the time, they just lie about this stuff." And that was one, was we were driving I think we were driving it was me, you, and Randy maybe? Driving in a
Yeah.
Holloway truck, between Jacksonville and Orlando, and we were
Yes.
driving past the Holy Land Experience, and Randy just, for whatever reason, talks to our guy, Kevin Napier, who was driving the truck at the time, and he just goes, "Oh, that's where DJ and Justine got married right there." And he's like, "Oh, wow, really?" I was like, "No, that's not true. What are you talking about? Got married in Peoria." Just yeah, very funny joke, but hard to
T TJ denied that
yeah, he
he got
denied it.
the Holy Land Experience. All right, couple airports and logistics things. Scott Kirby, United CEO, got interviewed by Ben Thompson, Stratechery. I thought was great.
That's
Yeah,
heavyweight on heavyweight there.
Yeah, yeah, great stuff. He's just, the battle for Chicago. They're declaring victory. United is.
I don't even
They got
yeah,
these
that seems
new.
like it's been over for a while.
Yeah, yeah. And then, gosh, what else? Hotels are getting rid of proper bathroom doors and shower
I
doors.
loved seeing this trend.
Wall Street Journal had
Yeah,
this.
I love
Yeah,
seeing this trend piece because this is bullshit.
it's
All of
unacceptable.
it kinda in the under the guise of, like, modern minimalism, and it's
Yeah,
just miserable. It's awful.
just being cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got weight loss drugs potentially saving U.S. Airlines $580 million a year per a Jeffries study.
That's that's pretty
Makes sense.
heady to think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, oof,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. We got a car crashed into the Delta baggage check area at Detroit Airport. The guy was wearing an Amon Ra Saint Brown jersey. Some Mercedes.
Some good videos.
Uh,
Hope everybody's okay.
yeah. We had all sorts of train crashes in Spain. Like, there was like 3 in a very short amount of time. Like, not good. Some safety stuff going on there. This is the important one. There was a lady who made sandwiches for, it was a family of 6. It was flying from New York City to Colorado, 5-hour flight. This is from the Real Cherokee Owl on X, the Everything app. Mom is convinced no one can survive that long without a full meal, so she boards with enough food to cater an event. Once seated, she turns the tray tables into sandwich making stations. Bread, fillings, napkins, the works. Heads turn, rows stare. Mom is happy. Everyone else is half amused, half mortified. Is this loving preparedness or airplane etiquette gone rogue? Where do you stand?
Extremely look at me, obviously. You know, I love the sentiment behind it and the maternal nature of making sure the family is okay. I don't know why we can't make these sandwiches ahead of time, wrap them up, pass them out on the you can very much bring food with you on the plane. That's fine. But just kind of spreading it all out and it was very look at me, TC. I don't know that it really affected too many other passengers' experience. But it did look a little look at me.
It looked like there was a lot of meat
Yeah, and
on
cheese.
these sandwiches. Yeah, they looked like great sandwiches. She used good bread. Looked like something you would see, 7, 8 years ago at J. Mike's.
Yeah,
I don't think these sandwiches smelled. I don't think
pre-IPO.
I doubt she was using oil and vinegar, or as they would call it at Jersey Mike's, the juice. Um,
Shout out to your
who I don't
uncle.
know about mayo. Yeah, I don't know if you can get mayo through. I guess if it's under a 3-ounce container, you could probably get mayo
Yeah,
through.
or maybe packets or
Um,
something, you know?
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's I don't know, I liked it. I had no issue with it. I don't think that they're pungent or anything like that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
don't
appreciate the hustle.
it was hustle. That's for sure. I don't know who was filming it. Was this a staged video?
And I don't know if the guy that posted on X, 'cause it looked like it originally came from TikTok.
Hmm,
And because you got the TikToker that I think it's either TikTok or Instagram, the guy that cooks the meals in the airplane lavatories. Have you
oh,
seen that
no, I
guy?
haven't seen this guy.
Oh god, I'll send you. It's like some of the grossest shit I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
that's another level, new devil.
Yeah, truly, I mean, like, really, really dystopian,
Yeah.
but also extremely creative too. God, I can't wait to send you that. So, yeah, and then, yeah, just a few other things here. The American Airlines earnings,
Yeah,
tough
this was
scene,
bleak.
bad. They're really sucking wind. But good news for like I don't know how much longer Big Game Bob Isom is going to be in the lead chair there. He's just I think his job's not for long. But they did announce flights to Venezuela,
Mm,
so Solly can use his a advantage or whatever points to go down to Caracas
yeah.
or wherever he wants to go.
Swing by and see the
So
crew at the Admiral's Club and then head down to Caracas.
yeah. So, uh, Deej, I guess last thing, do we want to anything we need to discuss as far as housekeeping notes on the list of things that are sick?
No, a lot of nominations have been coming in. Keep sending them. We've got blind spots everywhere, so it's helpful to have outside eyes looking at these things. I think you threw out the Northern Lights, which I think is a rubber stamp it moving through.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's in. John Pond, who I spent a lot of time with last week down in Orlando, nominated Whales, which I think is interesting. I think it's kind of again,
I wouldn't say all
a bit like
whales.
water slides, or like it's just it's so
Yeah.
vague that I would say orcas, like the orcas going after those boats
Yeah.
and just the way they look, and orcas are sick. I think blue whales are sick. I think beluga whales are sick, but I think there's some that are pretty uninteresting. So that's maybe a hold for me at the moment.
Like a northern right whale
Yeah,
or
it's
a
fine.
yeah,
Uh,
gray whale.
And then a listener got in my email and nominated sign language, which I think is a great nomination and just a whole
Yeah.
other language. You can speak with your hands. I mean, that's very sick. That's I wish I knew it. I don't know it. Justine says that all the time too. My son's been doing that a lot. He's been
Does
doing
Charlie
oh
do
yeah.
that? Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of more, 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 more,
Yeah.
which is fun because he doesn't really do it as much for, like, food and stuff. He'll do it for, like, experiences. Like, we have a really high ceiling in one of our rooms, and so I was just launching him yesterday,
Just
just
chucking.
chucking him up in the air,
Chuck and
and
chuck.
he would come down and immediately just more, 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 more. So, yeah, that's fun. So he knows probably more, the sign language than I do, but that'd be kinda one of those, like, lifelong learning type of
Yeah.
goals, you know? That's a fun one to learn later in life.
I could see Randy learning sign
I think he
language.
said that. I think maybe he's talked about that, about wanting to do that. I hope I'm not putting words in his
Yeah.
mouth, but I think I've talked to him about that.
I feel like a lot of the things that are being nominated are systems or science-based,
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's hard yeah.
which I
It's hard to, maybe that can be homework for next time is some to zag a little bit, try to uncover some other, spelunk into some other caves.
also, I got word from a listener that there's a restaurant in Kansas City that delivers your food via, uh,
Pneumatic tubes?
toy train.
Oh, oh, oh. Really? I feel like I've seen
Yeah.
this gosh. Yeah, maybe we were on the same thing. I feel like I've
So
seen this
Ben may
before.
have to go scope that
You
for
see
us.
that maybe sometimes at, like, sushi places, right? Where they have kind of the carts and the belts and
Or the conveyor belt,
yeah,
yeah.
but that's
Like a
interesting.
hot pot place.
Yeah, Ben, if you're listening and you're familiar with this train spot, maybe a little field trip. That would be something I think you could expense,
Yeah.
you know? Go
Absolutely.
scope that out on
Absolutely.
behalf of the Trap Draw correspondent.
Any other noms or shout outs?
You know what I would shout out to you is, there's a movie nominated for Best Picture, Sentimental Value, which I'm gonna watch tonight. I'm very excited. But
Okay.
in the lead up to watching that, I've been watching some more of, that guy's other movies. His name's Joachim Trier. He's I think, Norwegian, filmmaker. I know you don't watch a lot of movies, but I think you could get down with some of these
Yeah.
Scandinavian films that are really starting to buck over the last couple years. I think they're in your Q zone. I think you'd dig them. Another Round was a Danish movie, The Worst Person in the
I
World.
did watch that
You
one.
did? So, did you
I've seen
like it?
another round. I did.
Okay,
I really
if you
liked
like
it.
that, I think
Yeah.
you'd like some more of my guy Joachim Trier's movies.
Okay.
Worst Person in the World was
Okay.
great. I just watched a movie called Oslo August 31st, which is one of his first movies, and I'm looking forward to watching Sentimental Value tonight. So,
Okay.
more to come on the Oscars pod there, but that would be my other shout out.
Love that. Well, Deej, thanks for joining today. And best of luck to you as you try to recover
Yeah, thank
your
you.
items from the depths of FedEx.
Thank you. Spay and neuter your pets in the meantime.
Crack on.